Alright guys, we're going to talk about something very important right now, and this is where we're going to talk about inflation. Now this is hitting every single country right now. Everywhere we go, prices are going up and everyone's probably asking what is going on. Because a cup of coffee today is not now worth $7, it's actually gone up all the way to $12 or more. Now let's talk about perspective in Malaysia. Alright, chicken right now has actually gone up by 46% from $6.40 to all the way to $9.20. Cooking oil prices has also gone up by 33 to 67%, and many other staple goods are actually going up in price. So probably a lot of people are asking, hey, what's going on right now and why are we having things getting more and more expensive today? So I'm going to explain this very simply to you. I'm going to tell you also the cause of inflation. Now many people are actually blaming a lot of things for inflation today. One of the main reasons why inflation is happening is because of supply versus demand. Because of COVID that's happened in the past 2 years, many factories have actually downsized. Because of that, they're unable to produce the goods enough in the past 1 year. Because once the borders all open, the demand have actually rise, but the ability to actually produce and supply has actually been a bit slow. Now not just that, it's also been affected by logistics. A couple of reasons why inflation is happening nowadays and why things are starting to get more expensive. Number one, I'll put it into production. Because of COVID that's happened in the past few years, a lot of production, a lot of factories have actually downsized during that time. And all of a sudden, in last year especially, when all the borders started to open up, demand started to shoot up, but manpower has been a problem and a lot of these factories are unable to produce and catch up with the demand, and therefore supply is short. So the first reason why inflation is happening is because there may be a shortage of the products. Okay, so it's a demand and supply problem. Now the second reason why it's happening as well is actually because of logistics, right? Also because of COVID and many other problems, many things have been downsized. There has been problems in terms of delivering and transportation. Many goods, because of backlogs, a lot of the ports are actually stuck with goods not being able to clear because of 2 years ago, and all these disruptions right now, we're not able to deliver the products from point A to point B. And because of this delay in timing, therefore, people are willing to pay higher prices for it, and that's why inflation has actually come in, because people are willing to now pay higher for transportation, and this comes to you and you get charged a higher price. So the second reason why inflation is coming in is also because of logistics. Now, not forgetting the last reason, and the last reason is basically because of the war. Because of the Ukraine war, oil prices and energy prices have shot up. Oil is very important for all transportation, to run transportation, to even to run the electricity which runs all the factories. So because oil prices have shot up in the past 1 year, it's also then compounded the effect, and that's why the price of goods have actually gone up, right? However, all of this put together will not come up to the main point, which is point number 4, and I'm going to share you this right now. One of the main reasons why inflation is now hitting worldwide is because of what the governments did 2 years ago. You see, what has happened and why inflation is so big today is because the government cheated 2 years ago. And kids, for those of you trying to cheat in your exams right now, this is a lesson to tell you guys, never cheat, otherwise you get yourself into trouble. So let me explain how this is impacting us today because of what our government did 2 years ago. You see, supply and demand is actually one of the main things that's creating inflation, but it's not about just the supply and demand of the products. What if I told you that the supply and demand of money itself will actually impact the price of the goods? So let me give you an example of how this has happened, and I'm going to explain to you right now why when government cheats, we have to pay the price. So assuming, let's take this example right now we have. Number of goods circulating all around is about 1 million products. And then there's this thing called money supply. So amount of money actually fixed in the amount of money that's circulating within a country, let's say it's about $10 million right now. And so therefore, if you take 1 million of the goods, divide by 10 million, you get that each of this good is only costing you $10. But what if all of a sudden someone goes out there and starts to print more money? Now, if you haven't heard about this before, this has actually happened and is actually happening until today. Okay, sometimes government takes this initiative to print money to get themselves out of trouble, but printing money is something that you cannot do, and let me show you why. Assuming right now you start to print 2 times the money, and let's say right now you have now printed an additional 10 million that's going into circulation today. So if this happening over here right now, we will have 20 million of the same supply now circulating in the market. Now let's take this for example, the goods have not changed. Assuming we still have 1 million of the goods going around, if you take this, divide by the total amount of money we actually have right now, therefore because of more money coming in, inflation sets in. So let's just take this right now. The supply and the demand of the product has not changed, but the supply and production of money has increased. And because of this, the value of money is now lesser because each of this product will now cost you $20. And that, my friends, is the real reason what is happening in the world today. A country by name of US of A has actually printed out 9 trillion US dollars in the year of 2020 to 2021. Putting all this money into the market with the same amount of products out there, today we are now actually experiencing the price of goods increasing, not because the goods have actually shrunk or the supply has actually lessened, but more because the number of money that's now circulating in the market is actually more. And that, my friends, is what you and I are now paying for today. So welcome to the new age of inflation. Okay, if you like what you learn right now, follow me for more information as I dive in deeper to make sure that you know how to protect and bulletproof your money. All right, so click like, share, and please do comment if you want more information.